I got 3 or 4 questions on emails today on this. Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. And so I thought I'd do a video on this, and this is the way it would help a few, maybe help many. Step-by-step instructions if you want to live full-time in the Philippines. People ask me this all the time. I want to live in the Philippines, and can you give me some advice and give me step-by-step instructions on how do I do that? What is the best way for me to live and to live there full-time? What can I do to live there full-time in the Philippines? I'm looking for mosquitoes. No, good, just gnats. What is the best thing to do if I want to live there full-time? What process? Is there a process? How hard is it? Is it really hard to live there full-time? Basically, the easiest way to do this is this. Don't overthink things. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink things. Best thing to do is make sure you have your passport. Make sure you have clean ID. If you're divorced and you're married to a Filipino, make sure you have your original divorce papers. That can create a big problem here. My friend just went through that. He had a copy. So make sure you have your divorce papers that's actually stamped in the whole 9 yards. Bring those. If you don't have them, just go get them. You can get them down at the civil office. You can also, when you come, just make sure you have that. Any prescriptions, make sure you have that squared away. Really, the most important thing is if you're coming to the Philippines, you don't really need to worry too much about things. Don't really dwell upon, do you need to get shots? You can get typhoid shots. You can get shots, doctor. Yes, but they have those shots readily available here if you get sick. And they're going to ask you these questions on the plane when you arrive here. But there's something that you can do if you want to. It's up to you. You can get what they call a 9A visa. You can get it in the United States of America. Just go to the embassy and get a 9A visa. It's called a 9A tourist visa for the Philippines. It costs $90 a year. It's good for 1 year. You don't have to, when you come in, it's already ready, you're ready to go. They just line you through the line, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm just saying, it just makes it easier if you already have your 9A. I have a couple friends that just did that. They got their 9A, they paid the $90, and when they said they went through immigration, they said, okay, already stamped. Thank you, sir, have a great day. And then that was it. A lot of times you just go through the same way, but they just stamp it and this, that, and other, and they scan it and this, that. But it's already pre-done and it's already ready, and you just come here. And it's $90. After the first 28 to 30 days, depending on the time of the month and when you come and things like that, how many days of the month that month you're coming, you will get a 30-day stamp. You will get they used to call it 28, 29-day stamp. It's 30-day stamp. You get a stamp for here in the Philippines. You can stay at no cost for up to 30 days. And then you go back in the office and relist your tourist visa or acquire by other visas. There's many other visas. As you know, I've done videos on that. Once you do that, you go back in there in that month and just get whatever visa, or re-up that one for 2 months or 6 months, whatever they will give you. Some offices, some will give you 6 months, some will give you a year, some will give you 2 months. But it's all okay. Don't worry about it. If it's 2 months, it's going to cost you about $60, $70. If it's longer than that, it can cost you $160 if it's 6 months or more. And it depends on the visas and things. Now, a lot of guys come and they get the 13A, and that's wonderful. A lot come in with the Filipina and they get the Balik Bayan. And the Balik Bayan gives you 1 free year, but you have to have your Filipina with you. And I suggest you bring a marriage contract also with it, so they can double check. Because sometimes they'll check and sometimes they don't. It depends on the day. So say you're coming here and you say, okay, I'm here, I got in the Philippines, I think I know where I want to live, but I'm really not sure. So you're going to go check out the area where you want to live and check out other places. Do not make yourself concrete in one area. Check out 10 other places, 20 other places, other cities, other towns, other mountain, other areas. So say, for instance, you want to live in Iloilo, check out Duma, check out Cebu, check out Bohol, check out Bacolod, check out Naga. Check out all the areas that you're close to there in that area and check them out. Then that give you an idea if you want to live there or not. You may find it's like, oh man, I wish I didn't buy that. I wish I didn't do that. Maybe I should have went and checked it out first before I put the money down on that house, honey. Maybe I don't want to live here. I want to live over there. I want to live in a farmland. I want to live in a mountain. I want to live on a beach. So just take your time. Don't worry about it. Nothing's a rush anyway, right? But then again, too, once you make that decision, you rent, lease, or buy, right? What do? Well, if you're married to Filipina, you can buy. If you want to rent, you can rent a house. I'd rent it for however much you want to rent it for, and go on. 1 month, 2 months. Now, there's some apps that you can actually check out. Airbnb.com is a good app. You can also check out rentpad.com, another great app, and just check those out. And another one is Facebook Marketplace, and they have what they call the Marketplace, and then they have what they call the, what is it, the black, I can't even think of it now. But anyway, there's 2 different marketplaces, but you can actually check in there. Put in the city you want to live in, or approximately you think you want to live. I want to live in, say, Cebu City, and I want to live where, and it'll take you to that, and you can actually find houses or find a realtor in that area to help make the decision for you. And you call her or him and set up an appointment to see them, and then maybe let them show you some places. Now, what I suggest is, if you're marrying a Filipina, you can't really own a house here, but you can actually own a condo. So, and if you're looking at buying a condo, it's all well and good. That's awesome. If you're looking to lease land, that's awesome too. You can actually lease land. As a foreigner, as an expat, you can lease land. You can lease land up to 25. As a Filipina, I recently did a video on that also. As a Filipina you're married to, she can rent land up to 99 years. After 99, it reverts back to the original owner. I went and did that research on that. I spent probably 2 days on it with my friend attorney in town. He's an attorney. So, and asked all these questions, so I'm familiar with it when it comes to that. And I'm somewhat familiar with the lease of land. 25 years. After 25, if you're an expat or foreigner, they can actually go up on the lease after the 25 years. Will they? I don't know. Some will, some won't. I don't know. But you can actually lease land up to 25. Now, and you set a rate, whatever the rate would be. Some it varies. Now, some will ask, say, Tom, what's the price? It can vary. It can vary depending on where it is at. If it's on a highway, off the highway, close, if it has electric or non-electric and things like that. It can run anywhere from $3,000 up to $5,000 up to $10,000 for the 25 years. For the 25 years. For the 25 years. So you're saying, okay, I can rent land for 25 years? Yeah. For $3,000? Yeah, you can. And it happens all the time. My good friend just moved here, and he leased a little over 3,000 hectare. And he leased the land, 99 years. 99 years. So here in Bukidnon. So you can actually do it. Him and his wife leased it, of course, because she's married to Filipina. He was going to do the 25, but his wife talked to me and says, listen, we're going to do this long term. We want the kids to do it in 99 years. So they have an agreement with the family attorney, drew it up if something happens and things like that. So they always say, if you're doing anything here in the Philippines, make sure you have an attorney draw it up and have a judge sign it. So they can't come back to you later, hey, I want more money. Once it's etched in stone, it's etched in stone. Okay? If something happens, you'll find that most of the time when you lease the land, you just lease it. Now, there are situations where you can actually lease a house and land where the person needs the money. And you can set that lease up with them and say you lease it for 2 years. They need the money. They need whatever, because sickness in the family and health and problems and this and that. So they need the money. Or maybe they're trying to get their daughter to OFW because it costs $1,000, $1,500. They don't have the money, so they will do everything to do that. Well, you can actually do that, but what it does is you give them the money and you borrow their land. Make sure you get an attorney to draw that up. And then at the end of that lease, they have to pay you the money back they owe you. But you get the full benefit of that land. And there's many deals that do that. A lot of farmland has been done like that. In fact, someone just did farmland close to me. An American did, because the lady needed money, and that's what he did. He gave her the money that she needed, and he got the lease of the land, and he has sugarcane on it now. And he just loaded, I don't know how much he gave her, but he said he just got 6 loads of sugarcane off of it. So kudos out to him, I mean, that's good. But it helped the lady out, because no one would help them and her husband if someone was really sick in a hospital. So it really helped them out. So you can do that also. Look and find. Just look and find. Yeah, and find out too. A lot of times too. This video's going on and on. I'm sorry about it. I could talk on this for an hour. I could talk on a lot of stuff for an hour. A lot of times too is if you're coming here and you want to find, there are a lot of places you can do 1, 2, 3 bedroom apartments or 1, 2, 3 bedroom studios, and you can rent them in Cebu City. You can rent them in. Someone asked me the other day, there was one in Cebu for $200 a month. He said he couldn't find it. I went on a Facebook Marketplace. I found it immediately, sent it to him, and said, "Here you go. Here it is. This is the one. Call the lady now so you don't waste out on it." So a lot of times, if you can't do it, sometimes make sure you check your settings on your computer because you may not get the full listing on that. There's a lot of times where I do it. I find I have to type in. I have to use my my VPN in order to get sometimes into the US deal because I have to use US. Because what happens is, like if I put eBay and I'm looking for something on eBay, if I use the VPN, everything pops up and shipping comes here. But if I just use shipping from here and not use my VPN, I only get just a few. But if I use the VPN, I get all these companies ship internationally for free. So it's amazing. So make sure you just do your due diligence and take your time when you're coming here. When you want to rent something or buy something, whatever, just make sure you have an attorney involved and make sure you get a judge involved in it where they sign it. And in a lot of cases, you may need to get your barangay captain involved in it. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Please subscribe and hit like.